Hey guys, it's Juicy, and I feel so much different with, the last time I came on here, for real. Girl was shaking and baking with the blonde, with the highlights and the ombre and a full beat, and we are coming here with, yes, if you're not following me on Facebook and Instagram, it's a whole new do, and we're coming with a very soft, the real me face. Because, girl, we have important things to discuss. They don't always need a full beat to discuss them. I'm trying to untether myself from this idea that people listen to me only when I'm looking like supremely fantabulous. But let's get to this discussion because, hey, guys, it's Julesy, and there's much to be said about MoNique's appearance on the Steve Harvey show. Let's get into it. Do I even need to tell you? Because I'm sure everyone is going to have something to say and an opinion to share on this one. So as always, comment along respectfully. And if you are new here, be sure to subscribe because whether you like it, love it, or don't agree at all, this is still an interesting conversation, a critical dialogue that you cannot get anywhere else on these YouTube streets here. So hit that bell for notifications and come join along. Do we need context here? Just in case, MoNique has been having a hell of a year post turning down a $500,000 offer from Netflix for a comedy special. Now, for the context, Netflix paid Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle $20 million each for their specials. Then Amy Schumer initially received $11 million for her special, and then after calling out Netflix, received significantly more to be in line with one Chris Rock and Chappelle, in line with their payments. Now, MoNique's $500K offer also included that she not for 12 months post the premiere of the tentative Netflix special, she could not tape or negotiate with any third party with regards to any other comedy special. And then after her 12 months, Netflix would get first rights to negotiate and or refuse her next special. So MoNique declined because that was a bad deal offer. She declined and then publicly admonished Netflix by calling for a boycott via her Instagram. Come on, do we not remember this? Where was y'all at? This hit the internet. And amongst the backdrop of this has been the not so hushed rumors and narrative that MoNique is difficult to work with. So she won an Oscar for her role in Precious, but claims Lee Daniels, who was he the producer, director? But then she claims that Lee Daniels blackballed her because she wouldn't play to the politics of pandering for Oscar recognition. Now, Oprah, who she has an ongoing issue with, had her estranged mother and brother who molested MoNique on the show, and then MoNique confronted her about it at an Oscar event. Girl, let me Google MoNique's birthday because she just sounds like a Sagittarius, and I think I'm right on this. That don't make her wrong, but sis, all these things that have been swirling, causing much discussion around MoNique, lands us on the Steve Harvey show. Steve, being a comedian who came up in the same era as MoNique, while he also tried to sideline Bernie Mac's career, may he rest in peace while we sip that tea. Steve Harvey, the man dressed in Stacey Adams oversized suits who's made a career out of talking down to black women about how to keep a man while divorcing his own wife to marry his light bright side chick, Marjorie, a woman who every 6 months Black Twitter acts fake surprised to find out she's the baby mama to two different former drug lords. LOL, because we will always accept a scammer as long as they sell us on the image of wealth. We see you out there looking cute, and your name brands and your luxury brands, Marjorie. Twirl on, sis. Now, Steve apparently thought he was the voice of reason as he chastised MoNique during this interview. So sure, they are, well, likely now their former friends with a long-standing rapport, but Steve essentially chastised MoNique for not tap dancing for the white people, not doing the gig for the masses so she could collect her penance. But I was most bothered by his statement of the best thing we can do for poor people is not become one of them. I didn't know that respectability politics, coon shit, classism, and a disdain generally overall speaking of poor people could be wrapped up so compactly into one concise sentiment. We do not love poor people, and we socially hate, like an embedded in our history, hate poor black people. It is wild to think of how this hatred has been so aptly packaged as a mode of liberation. Your ability to succeed in a capitalist society, not even just a capitalistic, but imperialistic society. Imperialistic capitalism foundationally is structured on the highest exploitation of labor from a lower class for private wealth. That means every one of us who reach any modicum of success in this system have benefited from the exploitation of other people. Particularly for Black people, that often means the exploitation of our own community. It is hilarious to me because this interview with MoNique and Steve speaks so closely to the conflict I had. You know, I've been trying to like communicate to people and I don't know if they get it. But the idea that our individual success is somehow inherently beneficial to our community just by us ascending, just by us taking up opportunities for ourselves, somehow that does something for others, that is a lie steeped in the comforts of being selfish. It is what the culture of performative wokeness has left us with. I get it, bruh. I get it. We're tired. We want comforts and luxurious things. We want bills paid without stress. We want carefree Black girl, and really that's just a model of wealth that we are all trying to ascend to. I mean, I get it. For real, for real. We want white teeth and proportioned bodies that reflect nicely on our perfectly curated Instagram timelines. Oh, we want it all, but without labor, we are nothing. The only way you can do anything for your community and others is through moving your hashtags of pay, respect, Black women, queer folk, trans, or differently able-bodied people, moving that from a hashtag to praxis. You have got to put the work in, Steve. Otherwise, you're just walking through a door and letting it shut right behind you while carrying that same ladder you climbed up on with you. Yeah, sure. There's some credence to the discussion of the strategy of how you deliver your message. The call for the Netflix boycott and the general way she went about it might not have been the best move, but there ain't nothing wrong about MoNique's argument for the importance of integrity. I don't think most people understand what integrity means because, again, we love to be lied to as long as we're being sold on the image of wealth. Integrity means to be honest and have moral standards that you are consistent and stand strong in. I can't tell you one thing in private, but then because it might hurt a future bag I was trying to secure, not even just simply stay silent in public, but call you out to the contrary in public so I can pander to those in power or pander to the check writers. You can't claim to stand for the Black community when you so willingly malign a Black woman when you have direct access to. Steve, Oprah, Tyler, and forever ancient Lee Daniels have supported MoNique in ways we would never have access to. But instead, Steve decided to exploit her for ratings and came out looking like the fool and the coon that he absolutely has always been and currently still is. What we should all take from this is to be more mindful of the way we treat others. It's okay that you want to be successful, that you want a savings account and generational wealth. Sis, I want that too. And that lake house that every white person has regardless of economic standings. I want that, sis. But we have a responsibility, especially if we want to claim that we stand for the Black community, that we are Black and proud, we are activists, we are influencers, we have a voice that matters. We want to make those claims. We absolutely have the responsibility to put labor behind our words if we want to believe that our success means anything for our community. Because without that labor, without putting in the work to hold those doors open, to make pathways wider, without that, it all means nothing.